Okay, so question one. Do you read any sort of magazine?
Yeah, have you ever heard of SFX? It's about like science fiction books, films, and games and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, I read it for like when I get the chance.
And how often do you read?
Once a month, or it's a regular, but generally speaking, once a month. And stuff as well, a bit more about games and that, because I like games. They're good.
Okay. Cool. And what kind of features do you have in your magazines
In terms of
that you read? What features interest you the most? Is it like reviews?
Oh, right,
Is
yeah.
it interviews?
Yeah, mostly reviews, because I think opinions are the most interesting that you can have, and it's like an opinion is unique to the guy writing it and to the magazine, and that's why I like seeing where someone got it from and all that. Yeah, and then it's just good to know if something's good or bad.
Okay. Would you buy a horror magazine?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, it'd have to suit my particular sort of niche, like for Edgar Allan Poe or Lovecraftian sort of stuff. But yeah, I would if it fit that niche.
Do you watch horror films?
Occasionally, not a huge amount, not as much as other genres, but I do occasionally, like usually with friends and stuff.
Okay. So what sort of genres do you watch?
Like mostly comedy or action, like what everyone else watches really.
Okay. What in horror films? What is it you like, or what is it that's most effective about a horror film?
I think the sort of sense of mystery. Generally speaking, a horror film, like the idea that you're not really sure what it is or where it's coming from, what it's going to do to you. You just have a sort of vague ideas and hints the filmmaker's given to you. Or I quite like the Lovecraftian idea where it's some sort of big, huge, encompassing evil that you're lucky if it even feels apathy for you. It's just storming through and you're in its way and that's it. And it's just apathetic and you can't even comprehend it. It's so big and weird and evil. That I quite like.
Okay, so are there any film trailers, be it horror or not, that have really stood out to you or been effective?
I'm trying to think now. I can't remember now. I'm trying to think. Not a huge number. I can't remember. I think if I remember rightly, the Indiana Jones trailer I really like because it just embraced the pulp origins of the character and that. I just thought it was really suitable. So that I quite liked it. It revelled in the sort of strengths of the film.
In detail, if you can, what do you think makes a really good horror film? Like, if you had to say this is be my ideal horror film, what would you want in it? What makes it good?
I'd want it to be quite sort of just naturally macabre. I'd put it in a sort of Victorian-ish Gothic setting, just because I like that sort of stuff anyway. It's my sort of thing, and very sort of crumbling, decrepit things like castles and that. I just like that. It feels good to me, but also less jumpy, scary stuff, and more sort of lingering senses of dread and melancholy and horror. So that's more depressing than outright scary, but overarching sense of melancholy and dread as opposed to and that's it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay.